So yes, this is AutoABM, and the problem with ABM right now is that it's inefficient and fragmented. So most teams are juggling multiple tools, doing a lot of these tasks manually, and working with partial data that's fragmented across multiple sources. And they're also missing buyer signals because your standard ABM platforms are relying only on structured data, and that's not very timely. So you're overlooking valuable social media posts, email, or forum discussions that might be happening right now. There's also problems with compliance and brand voice. So there are some inconsistencies when multiple marketers are working on the same campaign in terms of brand voice. And you also risk legal breaches without your automated decks, checks for data privacy and brand guidelines. So the solution for this is an end-to-end ADI-driven ABM platform. So we're unifying the account targeting, the personalized outreach, the compliance enforcement, and the analytics all in one platform. And we're also leveraging the unstructured data. So we're looking at NLP-based sentiment and topic modeling through social chatter, and we're turning that into actionable insights that the agents can use. We're also using a multi-agent workflow. So each one of the agents is specialized to its role. There's a CMO agent, ABM manager, and the content personalizer, and they all collaborate to automate the process from start to finish, starting with strategy and ending with execution and results. So we integrate AI and NLP as part of our product. This enables us to have real-time sentiment data, as well as research different topics and perform compliance checks through our external APIs. We also have the multi-channel execution. So this means that the orchestration can happen across LinkedIn, email, all your paid ad channels, and also combines all these analytics in one place for you to track your ROI. And we also have the automated enforcement of your brand voice, making sure that you're compliant with your standard data privacy regulations, and making sure your tone stays consistent across all your assets. So here's a little overview of the agents in the process. The first one is a CMO agent. So this is like your high-level strategist, and they're going to use the web scraping tools to perform market research, figure out a plan to differentiate from your competitors, and ultimately generate themes for your marketing campaigns. And then the ABM manager is going to take those themes and create a list of accounts and contacts, enrich that list with a whole bunch of third-party and the real-time NLP data from the social media sentiments. And then the content manager is going to take both of those outputs and create a personalized content campaign formatted for each of those channels that we distribute. Finally, the execution team is going to take all that information and using existing marketing tools and integrations, the campaign will be automatically executed across all those channels. And finally, the marketing analyst will come in, monitor the campaign performance in real time, generate a report, and also offer like an in-depth analysis and recommendations. And the great part about this is that we all know that AI has its limitations today, so we want to keep a human in the loop. And at each stage of the process, the human can suggest ideas, make edits, review and approve all of the themes, campaigns, lists, and assets generated by the agents. And at the conclusion of each campaign, the AI is going to suggest tests and improvements for the next iteration. And the ultimate goal of the platform is to have it learn from its previous iterations and optimize itself over time to reach the campaign goals. It's also going to memorize the patterns of what's successful at both an industry level and a company level. So it's going to take not only the data from your company, but also data from your competitors in your industry and figure out, what's working right now in terms of your strategy. So I'll pass it over to Deepa and Manish now. We're going to talk a little bit about the technical architecture.
Thank you, TJ. Hi, my name is Manish. So, in the technical architecture, we have the agentic framework as Crew AI. So, it's a very famous framework, and we're kind of using that. And all the agents are talking in sequential manner, meaning the CMO agent talks first and does all the research, and later it kind of supplies all the information as a context to the next agent. And we are also doing some planning and in memory while having the agents conversation with each other. So on a whole, the agentic framework is based on Crew AI. Then the next is human in loop. So we have a continuous iterative feedback after each agent's conversation. And as a front end, we are using Panel UI, which is a sophisticated WebSocket provider for our Crew AI. And as an API integration, we are kind of using two APIs right now. That is OpenAI and Serper. OpenAI is for large language model, and Serper is actually API driven search based content, which we are using to leverage to find out the competitors' research and to research about the company and whatnot. Next slide, please. Yes. So on a high level, we have almost like five agents on the platform. On a higher level, we have a planning agent, which kind of does all the planning for all the five agents on the bottom. So once the planning is done, the company researcher, what it does is that it'll take the company name that you want to research about, and once the company name is supplied, all the content that is related to that particular company in the entire search base is extracted, and those data is being condensed, and the large language model will try to give you a very good overview about the company, like what are the services provided, what is the product, what is the mission, vision, etc. And later, all the information is supplied or provided as a context to the competitor researcher. Now competitor researcher is another agent which will try to identify the competitors based on the company's product vision and mission. So we will jot down all the competitors, their weakness, their strengths, and whatnot. And this context is then supplied again to the social media researcher. Now social media researcher, we nowadays know that in Reddit and Quora and in Facebook, people talk a lot. So they talk a lot about the companies, they talk a lot about what they provide and what they don't provide. So we kind of extract the sentiments from those social media platforms, and we try to have a context for us to provide some social media themes. So all this content is supplied again to the CMO strategist, the third one, sorry, the fourth one. And the CMO strategist will develop a high level proposal which includes marketing themes for the last agent to tackle on. And the last agent is content generator. So content generator has the context of all the research that has been done until now, and it will kind of generate blog posts, email, and different variations of content that is required for that particular company. Next slide, please. Yeah, handing over to Deepa now.
Thank you, TJ, and thank you, Manish. Okay, we have already discussed what is our problem statement, what is our solution. Let's talk a little bit in deep about the workflow. I'll keep it really short because we have developed a small MVP which we will be showcasing after that. And since we are running that particular thing right now on our local, so it does take a little bit time, so any kind of fill-ins or any kind of questions we can definitely take, and we can provide more details at that point. Right now the CMO agent that you are able to see is kind of like a boss above company researcher, a competitor researcher, social media researcher, as well as the marketing team analyst. We have to keep one thing in mind, that all these LLMs have been given their own persona. So for example, if we talk about the company researcher, right now we have a persona that our company researcher has been working in the similar field for almost 10 years, so he does have this particular skill set. They also all, like him, all the other agents that we have, they have their own persona, that they have been working in this particular company for this and this year, so this is their skill set, this is the experience, or this is the project they have had. They also have certain tools in their belt. Not all of them are doing the same things. For example, our company researcher has Serper right now, and we were also looking into Apollo APIs and everything. So these kind of tools they can have, so their tasks are accomplished better. Not all the agents need same things. Again, the LLMs also we can definitely keep different, because certain LLMs do not need a lot of content generation, but certain do. So according to the needs, we can definitely do. Right now the company researcher, as Manish mentioned, it is going to basically, whatever company you're giving, let's suppose Nike or Adidas, it is going to go to their website, go to different platforms where their information is available, and trying to find out information, when it was established, what it is doing, what are their products, like that. It is going to pass that entire information, which we are also saving in an MD file, so that we can have a look at later also. And that will get passed on to the competitor, and then social media is going to do the research. Then we are going to have 3 4 and themes in the marketing. Then everything is going to go to CMO manager. He's going to define which is good, which is bad, and then we can choose which theme we want to go ahead, and we'll have the content. So without further ado, we'll just move to the demo. Over to you, TJ.
Thank you so much. So here we have the AutoABM in its MVP form. So we're going to generate a strategy for Salesforce. We input our data right here. It initiates research. Currently working on the UI to get a little feedback loop here in terms of progress, but right now it's going to run in the background. We originally intended to do some Q&A, but we're pretty short on time here. So I'm just going to do kind of a pseudo Q&A. And one question that I really get a lot is, what's the difference between using this kind of system and the existing tools that are out there, like just putting this query into ChatGPT? So could you share a little bit more about that, Deepa, as this runs?
Absolutely. So right now it is taking a little bit time because it is on our local and everything. We are definitely working on the UI. I think the major difference right now, for example, you can definitely go ahead and give this question to ChatGPT, not a problem. But what are they going to do is ChatGPT is going to go simply and do an over analysis and then give you the information. Right now, for example, our first agent who is going to just look into the Salesforce is going to dig more into it, going to get more information. Like we can definitely see over here, it is going to tell us what is the information, when it was founded, who are the founders, what is its mission, what is the vision, what is the proposition. It will also tell what kind of audience they are normally targeting, what kind of community they have, the pricing. And definitely if you need more additional detail, you can definitely tell in here that I need more. But if you think that it is fine enough, let's go ahead, let's look at the competitor, we say looks good. And then it is going to again take a little bit more time to find out the competitors that are present in the market. Normally, it gives us around 10 to 12 competitors that are directly in competition. Sometimes we might have to refine further. Manish, do you want to add something more for our competitor researcher?
Sure, sure. So in the background, what's happening is that think of it like a layman research. The way they do is that they go to Google search, they try to find out who are the competitors for so and so company, and you get like top 10 or 15 links. And what do? We generally go into that links and we read about all the content. We kind of categorize, these are the details that are really important for the particular company, and these are the details are not important. That is the same thing that the agent is doing right now. So the Serper API tries to give you all the links, and within all the links, the data that is being embedded, that is given back to the LLM, and the LLM stores that as a context, and it'll try to go to within all the like 10 to 15 links that it provides, and based on that, it'll try to consolidate all the information based on the competitors or based on the report or based on themes and everything. So that is how it will try to jot down all the details. It'll create an MD file, the markdown file, and that's how it'll try to provide back to you on the screen. So once you have that on the screen, either if you have an extra detail that you would like to include in the report, then you can add that as well. Else, if you think that what, everything is better, you can go ahead with that, then you can give a thumbs up like looks good and go ahead. So that is what is happening in the background. And right now it is hosted on our system, like the server is our laptop right now. And that's the reason why it is kind of giving little bit of time lag here. But we also have in our pipeline that to host it in a cloud based service so that it will be much faster.
Yeah, are there any questions from the audience right now?
Hey guys, this is an amazing presentation. I personally really enjoyed it. I know we're like a little bit over time, but just wanted to kind of give you guys a chance to add anything else you wanted to share because I thought this is like a fabulous talk.
Yeah, well, we're currently just kind of waiting for it to spit out the rest of the information. But in the interest of time, I'm going to be attending the in-person event tonight. So you can definitely, I'll bring my laptop. We can go in and dive into the other outputs that it'll, generate eventually. But yeah, the next step after this is basically it generates both the competitor research, then it dives into the social media analysis. So all of that is currently working. It just takes a little bit of time. So if you're interested in checking that out, come see me at the event.